Welcome everyone to Microsoft Dynamics Weekly. I'm your host, Noah Mosley, and a little bit different format today. Whereas I usually post these podcasts early Monday mornings, I'm rolling these out before Monday as we have a conference coming up next week in Chicago for our Dynamics user group. It's their big annual DynamicsCon conference, and the next several podcasts I'm releasing feature speakers from that conference. For this discussion, I have Tanya Henderson with us. Tanya is the founder of Test Team. Tanya, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing fine. I got distracted by some lightning outside my windows. It was very
That's
close.
all right.
So you have a lot of stuff going on next week in Chicago. 4 sessions, in fact.
I do have a lot of stuff going on. Yes, I'm trying to get prepared and get my outfits ready for the sessions too. We've got some Alyssa. I think you spoke with Alyssa earlier today. We're doing
I
some kind
did.
of special stuff. We're super excited about our session too, which I'm sure we'll get to. But yes, so I have a whole office full of marketing swag that I can't wait to bring with me. I'm not sure how I'm going to get it all there, but I'm going to try.
Shipping is always amazing, and huge prizes for shipping. So good luck on that one.
Yes, I just go buy a
But I'm
suitcase
sure
and just leave it there.
there you go. There you go. That's a good option.
Yeah.
Well, you have the first session for you is on that Wednesday morning, the 14th. This is next week, everybody. So it's right on our doorstep. You're in there at 9:45. It's a 1-hour session. You're doing this one solo. It is titled Business Central Financial Reporting, which is near and dear to my heart because I've been focusing on financial reporting and budgeting ever since I've been in the Dynamics communities back in early 2000s. So
Nice.
it's great to see topics like this on the board. And I'll go ahead and open up this show session details and let you talk about what you're going to have in that session.
Wow, there is so much more in that session that is in those details, let me tell you. So, yes, Microsoft has done a lot of work in the financial reporting area and near and dear to my heart as well. And people who know me know I've been in the Power BI space for many, many years also. And so I pretty much, when I'm not doing my running a business and doing marketing and everything else, most of the time I'm honestly writing financial reports. So I don't do as much of the BC financial reports as I used to do, but that's what a lot of this session is about. Because I do love the core features of Business Central for financial reporting. And I always tell people, comparing apples to apples, I came from the GP space and I said, everybody tries to compare it to Management Reporter. And I was like, wait a minute. Management Reporter was an external product. You guys realize that. If you compare it to GP financials, GP doesn't even hold a candle to it. There's a lot of functionality in the Business Central financial reporting area. Kenny from Microsoft has spent so much time and effort into listening to me too, tell him what we need in this space. And they're listening, which is awesome. They're doing a lot. They have done a lot over the last few years. I just did a session right before this one for another conference. A remote thing, and I said every session I do with financial reporting I have to update it almost every time. So it's super awesome. Microsoft is updating that. Kenny's leading the charge on that, and he is working on the documentation and, just like I said, listening to our needs in space, things that we need in this space. So super cool. I love this session, and everybody needs it,
So
right?
I agree. It's very important to anybody's business or organization. So when you dive into the topics here during your session, will
Mm-hmm.
you just be using what is available to the clients right now, or has Kenny shipped anything to you in advance?
Well, I'm also a Microsoft MVP, so I am very careful about what I say, because I do find out about things sometimes a little bit before everybody else. So I'm really careful just to say what I know is coming out. And we did just finish directions. So at Directions, they
Yep.
announced,
In
the
Vegas, I believe it was.
yes, yes. So they announced the financial reporting packs, the apps, the apps out there for Power BI. So I do show those in my session. Like I said, I know a few features that are coming out, and I always tell my customers, even if I don't know that the feature is even coming out, I tell them just wait a few months. What you ask for may show up. And I
Yep.
know some of that stuff is definitely coming. So I just tell people to be patient and just hang on a little bit, because some of those features that we've been asking for will be becoming available.
Good to hear.
Yep.
So when you're doing the session there, I see the outline about rows, columns, budgets, exporting. Do you
Yep.
spend the majority of your time in the session in BC's reporting piece, or the more in the Excel side of it, or where do you allocate your time mostly for this session?
I do stay in BC because I like to do this as kind of a 101 session. And, everybody, I still use the BC financials, even if I may not print it or I'm going to do it in Power BI. I still do them in BC because I love the functionality of being able to drill down and see my detail. So I am spending most of my time in BC describing analysis views, how to add dimensions to your reports, how to use the GL categories and subcategories to your benefit. So most of the functionality I'm using is core BC functionality. And then I will sprinkle in my Power BI insights and my Excel insights for this particular session. And like I said, we just did a really cool report for a customer in Excel that is connecting to the Power BI service. And it's pretty much, they spent, I don't know, I think she said like 2 days putting this report together, because they have about 150 entities. And so they were spending like 2 days to put this report together, and now they can get the report in all of about 1 minute.
Awesome.
So
I'm
super
sure
cool.
they
So
an appreciation of that.
yes, they do, very much so. Yeah. And you get away from that manual entry of copying and pasting things into Excel, stuff like that. So
Yep.
yeah, it's super cool. I love
Good.
getting into all that.
And the audience for this session here, I'm thinking you're aiming it for the end user, for the accountants, or do you make room during the session for the IT staff or IT side of things? How do you see
I
your target audience here?
Our target audience, I would say, is definitely new consultants to BC. Absolutely. Your accountants, anybody who is doing anything financial inside of BC. I would say definitely not your IT guy, because he barely is, he's not going into BC for the most part. So yeah, this is mainly
Yep.
for those accountants, CFOs, and like I said, new consultants.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay. Good topic there. It's
Yep.
sure to draw a massive crowd. I don't know if you see numbers. I think they are showing numbers about who registers ahead of time for these sessions, but um, I'm thinking you'll probably get a big turnout for this one.
They do show that. I don't go look at that. I just go. I've been doing this a few years.
Yep.
I just show up.
All right. So on Thursday, you have got more sessions, two
I
on Thursday, in
do.
fact. So I've got those on my screen. You start off at 8:30 in the
I
morning. It's a
know.
1-hour session. The title of it is Hidden or Unknown Gems Within BC, and you're co-hosting that, co-presenting with Alyssa. And did speak with Alyssa earlier this morning. We did one recording together, and have that posted late tonight or by tomorrow, definitely before Monday.
Awesome.
I'll go ahead and open up the session details there. But what's your take on this hidden or unknown gems within BC topic?
So we kept this one pretty basic because there's just so much in this session. we have taken things that, Alyssa has been doing BC for a little over 3 years now. She's doing amazing. And so and we was laughing. Somebody said, "Oh my gosh, you're speaking at DynamicsCon. Is this your first time?" And she's like, "Oh gosh, no, I'm a veteran now." So I love that this morning. She was telling one of our customers. So this session, this was actually came from Melissa, and I told her I would help her with this session. But just all of those little things in BC that you either don't think about, or it's a new feature, or things that we just see customers in their environments that are not turned on. Like a journal check, for instance, we see that stuff not turned on, and we're like, oh, this is a really cool little feature. And we actually hijacked a few from Soren. Soren with Microsoft, he has a 45 tips in 45 minutes. And so we stole some of his tips and tricks for our hidden gem session.
Gotcha.
So, yep, this should be a really cool little session. Like I said, I'm putting some swag together for this one. So definitely come to this session. This is going to be fun.
Awesome. I see it's tagged for functional and for beginners.
Yes.
Again, audience aiming for end users, consultants, a good mix of those.
Yes, this one would actually be, we actually do have a few technical things too, for not main IT, but I mean, there's a lot of administration, permission type things that we're also going to be talking about in this session. So yeah, this one's kind of for everybody, new, beginner, or like Soren said, I love it. I've been doing BC for 8 years, and I sat in Soren's session, and I think I highlighted, 5 different things from his session, and he was like, this is a beginner session. I'm like, well, there's things we all forget. So definitely a great session for that.
Okay.
Yes.
And then I think the next one is also in the morning for you.
Oh goodness,
9:45. So right back to back almost. Are these both in the same tower? Toronto, West Tower, and different, West Tower. So maybe they're close together.
Hopefully. Yeah, I'm going to be running from one to another.
Yeah. So this was 9:45. The title is License to Thrive. Love the title there. License to Thrive, Dynamics 365, Business Central, Power Platform, and Fabric. A lot of applications in that. Just the title there. Love it.
Yes.
And you are co-hosting with Cole and Joe, which I have not spoken with them yet either.
Nice.
I'll go ahead and open up the details.
Yes. So there's a really big description on this one. So I did a session last year on Fabric, and I've done a couple of sessions on Fabric over the last few years. And so I am not a big licensing person. I'm not really, that's not my love. And so Cole actually came to my session and kind of joined me last minute last time on licensing, because he loves licensing. That is his baby. And so he's really good at it. So we last year said, hey, let's do a session together. And then we grabbed Joe to do this session. So we are going to be talking all the way from 365, obviously Business Central and Power Platform, which is the Fabric side of it, licensing, data warehouses, all of the different products on the Fabric side too. So it's going to be a good session. That one is obviously more technical, yes. Probably beginner to intermediate, especially if you don't understand the whole Power Platform Fabric side. So there's just going to be a lot in this particular session.
Gotcha.
And I know Cole is just finishing up a huge Fabric implementation for his company. So that should be really cool. Yes.
Okay. And Cole and Joe. So I've got Cole's bio on the screen there. He is with who's he? What, do you know which company he's with?
Oh, actually, I don't even know. I don't know.
Okay.
And Joe and I just met. Yeah, Joe. Well, Joe and I just met through this session. Cole and I actually met about 5 years ago on a plane. And so we were at the same conference together, but that is how we met. We sat next to each other on the way home from DynamicsCon.
Nice. Okay.
And
Cool.
have been friends ever since.
That's a good way to start.
Yep.
And Joe, it says he's over from the UK. I just got back from London, so that was a good trip. I know he's got quite a little flight ahead of him.
Yes.
Pro MX is UK practice. Okay. So the three of
Yes.
you are handling that one there. It's a 1 hour session.
Yes.
And then that wraps up your day for sessions on Thursday.
Yes.
Okay. And then I think Friday you have one session to wrap up the whole week. Any other topics you want me to throw in? You want to talk about for Thursday's 2 sessions before we go to Friday?
No, I think we're good on those sessions for Thursday.
Okay.
We'll talk
And
about
then
the
Friday.
extracurricular activities after.
Yep, sure will. So Friday
Yes.
you are wrapping up your sessions with another morning session, 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock. Ask the MVPs. That's going to be in Regency Ballroom A, West Tower. You've got quite the lineup there
True.
with you on stage.
Yes.
Rob, Cynthia, Tanya, Christopher. I'm on the phone with Christopher on a Monday morning. Kristen, Sean, I talked to yesterday, and Mark. I think he's traveling right now. So
Yes.
a stage full of professionals there. Love it.
Yes, and Mark Rhodes
I'll go
is
ahead and
our
open up.
MC for this. Yeah,
Oh,
so
is he? Okay, MC.
yeah, he's our MC. Yep. He does this for us. He's done this for us the last few years. He's a really good MC to keep us all in line.
And for people who are new to conferences, they've never been to the dynamic conferences before, maybe fill them in a little bit about what these type of sessions are. Ask the MVPs because, they may not have a grasp of what they really have the option to do here.
Yes. So the Ask the MVP sessions are basically ask us anything you want to ask us. How to become an MVP, what it's like being an MVP, hey, what are you doing NBC space? What do you learn? Any of those questions are out there. Of course, we are all under NDA, so we can't tell you anything that Microsoft might be doing right now. That we do know, but kind of some of the things that we do as MVPs. Mark will also have, he usually has a list of questions that we don't know the questions ahead of time before the session usually, but we do have some conversation starter sessions. But we're basically there to answer anything people want to ask us.
Yep. And no question is too small. So just if you have anything on your mind, bring it to the session. And
yes,
this one
exactly.
is, I see it's tagged just for BC. So I think there are similar ones for the other user groups, but this one's for BC.
Correct. And in some cases, they will also have an Ask the Experts for like warehousing and financial. I think I did financial last year also. So they do have Ask the Experts, not necessarily Ask the MVPs, but Ask the Experts about those other areas, which those are really good sessions to go to.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So some great sessions there. You are going to be very busy during the mornings there. I think they're all morning sessions, aren't they?
I know. I'm not sure who I got. I'm not sure who I made mad last year, but apparently they they thought I like morning sessions.
So they have everybody's LinkedIn accounts on here for communication, and you've got the mobile app, which people can use to get in touch with you as well. Keep track of the sessions and locations in case they change. Either before or after your sessions, if people will have questions during those times, I'm sure you're available for setting up appointments or meeting areas. You have a booth as well, I believe.
We do. So I am also a co-owner of Blue Dragonfly with Steve Endo. Steve and I started that business about 5 years ago. It is a development business. So we do apps, pertinent extensions, all of that for Business Central. all around Business Central. So we have a booth. It is booth number 120, I believe. So when you walk in the front door, we're supposed to be down on the right. We have some great swag this year, which as I said, I'm trying to get all that swag there to the conference. We got some really cool little things. We have an office in El Salvador, so a lot of our swag this year is coming from the El Salvador theme, which is going to be kind of cool. We have some coffee and things like that, which we'll be giving away, which is ground just for us from from Steve's El Salvador supplier, as I will call him. So that's kind of cool.
Fancy.
I know, it's kind of cool. So yeah,
custom coffee, love it.
Yep, so excited about that. So like I said, we're bringing all of that stuff with us. We will be at the booth. You'll see Alyssa, myself, Steve, and Rebecca will all be at the booth this year. If you want to come over and ask me any questions or want to, find out anything about what all of us are doing, that's where we will be found.
Awesome.
And then yep, as I say, and then also, we are hosting, I put together with a couple others, Reach International, Netstock, and ABC Consulting Group. We have put together a little soiree, which we've done as the 1010 party, if anybody is in the know about that. We were in the lobby last year because we got kicked out of the hotel room, Shannon's hotel room number 1010. So we decided to take it off site this year, and we are at Mom's Place in Chicago. You do have to get tickets. However, it is sold out. But we've told people if, somebody gives you a wristband, you can always register and come in for the session for that particular party. And it is the event location that we did choose is actually 3 floors on this particular place. They do karaoke. They have like pool tables, all that kind of stuff at this place. So you can still come and join us, even though you won't be able to get into what I'm now calling the VIP room, which is the room that we have rented for this event. So yeah, it should be a really good fun time. We were there last November, and we were kind of surprised at how fast it sold out.
And what night is that?
That is on Wednesday night, and it goes from 8 till 11. So you can always come sing karaoke. I'm sure we'll all be up there doing that too.
Yep, and those events usually, even though people can't get into the roped off section if they don't have tickets, there's still a lot of mingling going on throughout the rest of the bar and restaurant area. You didn't purchase the entire place, right?
We should have. We actually thought about it. We didn't realize how big it was going to be, and so that's why we're definitely excited about it. So yeah, we will all be mingling throughout the whole, at least the first and second floor. I should say the downstairs, because we've actually rented the whole downstairs. It's a little speakeasy. So we've rented that particular speakeasy, and then we will definitely be going up and down between those 2 floors. If you don't have a wristband, you do have to buy your own drinks. If you have a wristband, come and join us, like I said, and the drinks are all on us. Like I said, we got 4 sponsors who have sponsored this particular 1010 party.
All right, awesome deal there. Really so you have a full week sharing your information and knowledge with everybody there, and you've been doing this for years, so it's great to have a professional person come in here and share their knowledge with the community.
Yes, really excited about this one.
Yep. So, anything else before we wrap up today's recording?
No, I think I've done enough.
Well, I wish you the best. Have safe travels to Chicago, you and everybody else that's listening. I'm sure it's going to be a fantastic get together. I will actually miss it next week, so I won't be back on the conference arena until October. But I'll miss this year's. We have one session. Derek Krebs is going up for a financial reporting session on Wednesday afternoon. So just one person this year though.
All right. Well,
You have a great time up there, Tanya, and everybody, if you get a chance, go catch her sessions, uh, go by and check out the party, check out the booth, and we'll have everything posted on LinkedIn and YouTube in just a later today or early tomorrow morning.
Awesome. Well,
Thank you,
thank you
Tanya.
so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's been awesome having you here. Thank you
Yep.
so much, Gia.
Yep. Have a good day.
That wraps up this podcast for Dynamics Weekly. I'm glad you could join me. As always, send me your comments. Good and bad comments are welcomed, but constructive comments are preferred. Likes, shares, and reposts are appreciated. Subscribes are awesome as well. You can subscribe to Dynamics Weekly, the newsletter on LinkedIn, and you can subscribe to the podcast directly on YouTube. Thank you, and have a great week in Chicago at DynamicsCon.